At a Senate Banking Committee hearing on Thursday, Senator Sherrod Brown grilled the CEO of Wells Fargo, Charles Scharf. The Ohio Democrat asked Scharf if his company is, quote, too broken to fix. Wells Fargo has faced numerous scandals over the last several years, and most recently, agreed to pay $145 million to end a Department of Labor investigation into alleged malpractice with employees' 401k retirement accounts. CEO Charles Scharf said that they are, quote, an entirely different company today. Senator Brown responded, quote, CEO after CEO, year after year, scandal after scandal, nothing at Wells Fargo seems to improve.
Mr. Scharf, is Wells Fargo too broken to fix?
Chairman Brown, I'm very confident that we have made changes which will enable us to put all of our historical problems behind us. As I mentioned in my testimony, we're an entirely different company today. We have a new management team. We've changed our processes. The plans that we have in place across all of the identified historical issues are being executed upon. And the team that we have working on this has the experience and the knowledge to get the work done.
Oh, thank you. It just seems to a lot of us, CEO after CEO, year after year, scandal after scandal, nothing seems to be, nothing at Wells Fargo seems to improve. Let me go down the line. I will ask a series of yes or no questions. You all have a legal and moral responsibility to do right by your workers and your customers and expand access to affordable banking to everyone, yet ordinary Americans still are denied basic access that all of us here take for granted. Ensuring fair access to banking requires your management teams to make it a central focus. I'm going to ask questions with that in mind, how you can better serve your customers and workers, and please answer yes or no. Starting again with Mr. Scharf, will you eliminate all forced arbitration clauses which take away a consumer's choice on how best to pursue justice with a bank? Yes or no?
No.
Mr. Moynihan?
For bank products, we eliminated many years ago.
Mr. Diamond?
No.
Ms. Fraser?
No.
Mr. Rogers?
We allow consumers and our new products to opt out of arbitration.
Mr. Cesare?
No.
We allow consumers to opt out.
Raise your hands if you are committed to fighting against discrimination. Okay, thank you. Therefore, I think I can count on your support, right? That for the Fair Access to Financial Services Act, which would prohibit banks and other financial institutions from discriminating on the basis of race, color, religion, national origin, or sex. The Fair Access to Financial Services Act, Mr. Scharf, will you support it?
I don't know the specifics of it, but the things you mentioned, absolutely.
Okay, Mr. Moynihan?
The principles were already regulated too, but I don't know the specifics of the act.
Mr. Diamond?
Exactly the same position.
Fraser?
Yes, the same position. We don't know the specifics, but we endorse the principles.
Mr. Rogers?
We endorse the principles you just outlined, but I'm not aware of the specifics of that act.
Consistent, Chairman. We endorse the principles as well, and I do not know the specifics.
Mr.
The
Demchak?
same, thank you.
Okay, I think you all have really good staff, and I would have thought you would know more about a bill like that before you come in front of the committee, but we will follow up. Next question, I'll start from the right, Mr. Scharf, so you don't have to start this time. Mr. Demchak, is your bank opening unauthorized bank accounts?
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
Is your bank opening unauthorized bank accounts?
No.
Mr. Cesare?
Chairman Brown, we regret, and I take full responsibility that we did open up unauthorized bank accounts. It is going back to 2010. It's unacceptable. It's inconsistent with our principles and procedures as well as our ethics. We identified 342 accounts over that time, and that's against a population of 40 million opened accounts. We took remediation, we took care of the customers, we corrected the credit pulls, and we reimbursed any fees. We also made sure that we strengthened our policies and procedures back in 2016, and that plan is what we're consistently going to continue to do on a go-forward basis.
And you will no longer open unauthorized accounts, I assume, from that answer.
It's not tolerated.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Rogers?
We don't tolerate the opening of unauthorized accounts, and we have extensive training policies with our teammates.
Ms. Fraser?
We do not believe that we have opened any unauthorized accounts. Thank you.
Mr.
I
Diamond?
certainly hope that we don't. We have procedures in place to stop it, and if someone violated those procedures, they probably wouldn't be at the company.
Mr. Moynihan?
We have procedures to do. There was a massive review done of all our banks in the mid-2000 to 2010 to 2020 decade, and we run those procedures every day.
Mr. Scharf?
We've made a host of changes, from process to control to cultural changes, to do everything to ensure that that does not happen.
Thank you. Starting again with Mr. Demchek, will you commit today to fight fraud in the Zelle platform by giving your customers their money back? Yes or no?
We return money today for fraud. Scam is a different issue, and the Zelle network and the owners are working to improve, to get all customers' monies back.
Mr. Cestari?
Chairman Brown, we also reimburse for fraud and unauthorized transactions and working hard to work with our customers to educate them on scam issues.
Understanding to people listening that, with the exception of one of you, you are the owners of Zelle. Mr. Rogers?
We reimburse for unauthorized, and we'll work together, and we do a lot of education for our clients to help avoid criminal activity.
Ms. Fraser?
Fraud is obviously a top concern for us. We take it seriously. We reimburse the unauthorized transactions.
Mr. Diamond?
We reimburse unauthorized, and we take a lot of activities to make sure authorized transactions aren't scams.
Mr. Moynihan?
We reimburse today for unauthorized transactions, and like Mr. Diamond said, we do send out notices and everything to avoid.
Mr. Scharf?
We also reimburse for unauthorized transactions, and we as a company, and certainly across EWS, we're all working towards reducing scam and to try and drive it out of the systems.
Okay, last question, my remaining 20 seconds or so. Yes or no question. I asked this question last year. Will you remain neutral if your employees try to unionize? Mr. Scharf?
We believe that we should have a direct relationship with our employees, no.
Mr. Moynihan?
We will operate for our shareholders, our customers, our employees, within what the law allows us to do.
Mr. Diamond?
No.
Ms. Fraser?
We will not commit to being neutral.
Mr. Rogers?
We will not obstruct any activity, but we can't be neutral to the benefits of Truist and what we offer.
Mr. Cesari?
We will not retaliate. We will continue to expect to be close to our employees, but we will abide by the law.
Mr. Demchek in the Union town of Pittsburgh? That was a little bit of an addendum to the
I
other.
was digging in there. No, we wouldn't obstruct, but of course I'd be in conversations with our customers about it, so yes, we'd be involved.
And last statement, I will ask you if I had more time about supporting the child tax credit. You've often come in front of us talking about tax reform, and the child tax credit meant a lot of money for those 6 months, those payments to 2 million children, the families of 2 million children in my state alone meant a lot of money in your accounts. And I would ask you, well, not a question now, but to support the extension of the child tax credit and what it means. Senator